Hello, Steve White, Steve Arts 89. Well, Little Eddie Gein gets a TV series. Monster. The Ed Gein story from Netflix. This is interesting. I heard recently that, well, actually, honestly, I heard today that Charlie Hunnam, is it? The the boy from Queer as Folk, the British Queer as Folk, and then what was that TV series about the bikers that I watched for 6 years because Peggy Bundy was in it? Um, is going to play it again. I saw this guy going on a rant about how Netflix is trying to make killers sexy and why did they get this guy to play him and they're just going to have him be all sexy and they're going to make Ed Gein sexy and young, and I'm like, he's not young anymore and he's a good actor and I have some respect for him. I don't think he would do the kind of thing that they did with when they had Kane Hodder doing Ed Gein and they tried to make it contemporary and they just strayed so far from the story and then tried to make it sexy and it was just really gross. And they did a trailer. It looks very true to the original story. The farmhouse looks like the farmhouse. The scene, the environment, the town looks like the town. And you do get two shots of him as Eddie Gein in the trailer. One is from a distance, shouting up from the basement to his mother. So that's really not an indication, although his voice sounds kind of like Ed Gein, kind of. I mean, we've only heard him talk a little bit. And then they have a close up, and he's got the shaved head and the ears sticking out, and it looks like Ed Gein, and he's transformed into Ed Gein. So they haven't taken this hot young actor, because he's not young anymore anyway, but this hot mask actor, and they're not having him be Ed Gein and trying to make it sexy. This actor has changed. He has transformed into Ed Gein. So I don't know what these people are on about. I guess they just needed a reason to make a YouTube video and carry on. But it looks good. There was some criticism of the last Monster series, which was the brothers. Why am I forgetting their name? The Menendez brothers. There was some issues there because they did sexualize them and they tried to imply that they were incestuous, and they did do some promo work with the actors trying to make them look sexy, and that was a bit weird. I think they did do some promo shots. There were shots of Charlie with a chainsaw, which is a reference to Texas Chainsaw, which was inspired by the Ed Gein story, because he inspired Psycho, he inspired Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Silence of the Lambs. Some of the biggest horror films ever were inspired by this guy, and that was what this guy was reacting to. That the idea they made him sexy and they were doing all that, and I'm like, I have some faith because so far what I've seen from Netflix at least tries to actually represent the killer and his crimes. Some people had issues with Dahmer as well. I haven't seen Menendez though, by the way, the Monsters version of that. So it's like they're going to do a different killer each year, and this year is little Eddie Gein, harmless little Eddie Gein that no one thought anything bad of. They let him babysit their kids and everything. Yeah, so it looks good. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing this. Because like most stories that are done in films, they miss out a lot. So doing a TV series, a limited event series, is good for these sort of shows because they can really get into a lot of the different elements of the story that kind of get ignored when it's just done as a movie. So yeah, looking forward to it. Don't know what people. I just think it's funny how people react, and I'm not sure about Menendez. I haven't seen it, so I'm not sure if they did go too far or do anything inappropriate. I'm hearing that they did. But I haven't watched it yet. But I'm looking forward to this. I just can't wait until they do John Wayne Gacy next, I'm guessing, because they're sort of going through the big sort of serial killer stories or killer stories, murder cases, and there's a select few who sort of are in the top 5, top 10 of that. So I'm wondering who else they'll do in time and how long the series will go on. I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of Charlie, is it Hunnam? I can't remember what his last name is, portraying Ed Gein, and how the trailer looks. I guess this is a trailer review. Because they just show some shots of the house, and they show shots of people hunting the bodies. They show shots of the women, because he kills two women, and he was grave digging. So when they came to his house, investigating the woman who'd just gone missing, that he was last seen with, they found his house was full of flayed corpse parts, and he had made various furniture out of human remains and face masks, and apparently he would dress up in these women's skin and dance around in the moonlight, So that's something I don't want to see Charlie Hunnam do, because the last shot is of him having slipped on one of these masks, and you have the death mask of the woman, on Ed Gein looking back at the camera. So it looked good. So that's my review of the trailer. A few shots makes me want more. That's the point.